Everybody ready?
All right.
All right. Yeah, it's good to be out with our guys out here for our mini camp. And we've had a good off season, very productive off season. A lot of good work's gone into it, and you know, getting the system installed and all the fundamental work we want to get. There's some good competition, and it's been good. So we've got a couple of days to finish up here, and then we'll get a break and get ready for training camp. But all in all, I'm very pleased with the way the guys are working. So, questions?
What sort of growth has 90 shown you over the course of this?
Hester?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done a good job. I mean, he's, for all the big guys, it's more about what we do when we get the pads on. But he looks like he's got a natural ability to rush inside, interior push, and look forward to seeing that with pads.
Besides obvious, which is winning, other teams you've been on and building culture and winning, what are like the main ingredients of the culture you have to have that consistently?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, guys don't all have to get along. We happen to have a group that does get along real well. I think it's about unselfishness. There's guys that are willing to sacrifice for the good of the team, and everybody has personal goals. But I think when you put team goals ahead of that, you're able to do something special, and that's what we're looking for.
You saw a team last night win.
Yeah, so.
What was it like then to come here now today when those your aspirations are achieved?
Yeah, it was awesome to be over there last night and at the game and see first of all see the Warriors come through in a big way and win a world championship. To do it in that crowd with that crowd, the crowd was spectacular last night, full of energy and a lot of happy people going home last night. So it was great to be a part of that.
How did that opportunity to see them come about? I mean, there's a chance that there wasn't going to be a Game 5, but how did that come about? Just get a chance to see them.
Well, it ended up being a Game 5, so I had good friends that invited me to go with them, and was happy to be there. It was special.
Playoff game, have you ever envisioned what the Coliseum would be like in a playoff game? You guys looking at hosting?
Well, that's playing at home is that's something you have to earn, and certainly our fans here are the best, and that atmosphere last night was electric. It was great to be a part of it. So yeah, we've had big games here, regular season games, but obviously it all gets ramped up when it's a playoff game, and so yeah, we'd love to earn those. That's what it's all about.
Being that the Warriors are also leaving Oakland and you want to bring this place to championship before you leave, how does their win impact the team's motivation or put more pressure on you guys to do that?
Well, to me, it's about Coach Madden. I spoke with him last week at the Mooch Madden Bocce tournament, and he said it exactly right. It's just go out here and try to get a little bit better every day, and knowing that you have lofty goals down the road, kind of goals, but it's about the work you put in every day, and it's really that's the process of becoming a really good football team, is coming out here and putting in the work, and that's what we're about right now. We have an environment. I think you get to see it, where our guys enjoy each other. There's a lot of energy at practice, and that's all part of it.
Hey Jack, how do you see your offense changing with Todd as the coordinator? I mean, obviously he was a guy who's been here, and you've got tweaks in personality.
Yeah.
What do you think the impact of that will be?
Well, we'll see. To me, it's taking some of the things that we were good at and then adding some of the things that we want to be better at, and as a football team, doing what we can to win games. So it's really I'm not really worried about stats on one side or the other. I want all three phases to be strong. I really believe we've added some weapons that with CP and Cook, a couple guys that'll be really good players for us. And so getting them involved in that, along with the guys we have returning, they've been in the system, and I don't know that it'll change a whole lot, but I think there's some tweaks where we want to take advantage of the talent we have, and they're hard at work right now, doing just that.
Do you think you guys will be better equipped to close out games with Marshawn, Todd calling the plays, just all the things you've done this offseason?
Well, that's certainly an emphasis. I think to be able to, do it on your terms, to get behind that big physical line we have with a big physical back like Marshawn is certainly something that we're interested in. But again, it's about at this time of year it's about putting in the work, and making sure that we understand how we all fit together and what we have to get done individually to make it happen.
What's the value of a 2-minute drill for both your offense and defense at this stage of the offseason? To test them a little bit in terms of what they know when you put them in that sort of a situation where time is an issue?
It does, and we'll choreograph many of these situations we want to put our team in. Today was an example of that. It was just under 2 minutes, needing a touchdown, and 2 of the 3 groups were able to go down and get that done. Now, of course, the D-line is going to tell you, hey, I would have sacked him, I would have hit him, and other things would have been part of it. But to be able to simulate the best we can, that kind of work and get the mental work, not just for the players, for the coaches as well, and the communication coming in from the sideline, that's all vitally important. And so it's a step in the process of developing your team, preparing your team to thrive in those situations.
What do you see out of Connor here in his second year?
Connor?
Yeah.
Connor's done a good job. He's a lot more comfortable in year 2. Obviously, last year, being a rookie, a lot of things kind of slow down year 2. I think the entire rookie class would tell you that. But Connor's had a good offseason for us. He's doing a nice job.
Do you prefer a certain message when it comes to expectations and how you deal with expectations when they're high when you approach your team?
Yeah, what I expect is us to, put everything we have out there every time we come on the field, walk out on the field. I don't spend a lot of time talking about, other things beyond that. It's more about the process of putting together, good practices, developing your skill, working on things like being unselfish. I think you have to train yourself mentally to work at that. So building that mindset, we're going to be a resilient team. We're going to fight for 60 minutes. We're going to scratch and claw and find a way as a team to come out with victories, and we're going to enjoy it while we do it. We're going to enjoy the process, coming in here every day and putting in the work.
Marshawn mentioned it like he did a lot of work today, more than he had before. Would you say that he, at this point right now, is like training camp ready, like he's 100%?
I don't really like to put gauges on people. I think he's done a great job doing the things we've asked him to do and preparing himself, just like everybody else.
Was the plan all along to have him at the level he is right now, or did you just kind of play it by ear?
No, we've got a plan. We're executing our plan, in regards to the entire team. Obviously, at the conclusion of this week and this mini camp, then there'll be a break, and there'll be a certain amount of responsibility that our guys have, to take care of business during that time off, to make sure they recharge, but to make sure they come back, with the level of conditioning so that we can attack training camp, not survive training camp, but really take advantage of that opportunity to grow and develop as a football team.
What sort of maturation have you seen from Oni Wele, just from last year to this year, just having a year in your system?
Oni?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mike Tice does a tremendous job with the offensive line, with the group as a whole. We see development with our guys. Even some of our better players. Gabe has had a tremendous offseason. Rodney Hudson's had a tremendous offseason. So, all of them, Oni included. I think Mike mentioned today in one of the drills that Oni had only 1 medal throughout the spring, and so with us bringing a lot of different looks on defense and him being the center responsible for a lot of calls, that's a pretty strong statement. So, he's had a good spring for us.
Derek made a big leap in terms of first year to second year when you guys got it.
Yeah.
Then he did it again.
Yeah.
Another big leap. Can he do that again a third time?
Well, that's the idea. We want to develop our guys to the fullest, and I think, that's what you push for. Continue to hone your craft, sharpen your skills, build that rapport with your teammates. With him getting on the same page with all the receivers and the tight ends and the backs and the timing of the routes and a real deep understanding of what we're trying to get done. And we've talked a lot about Derek being able to take ownership more at the line and direct things. And, you have to work to do that. You have to put in the time, really understand the offense inside and out, and that's what Derek brings for us.
What does that mean? How does that happen? Take ownership of the line? Is that in the play calling?
Yeah,
Adjustments you make?
it's a process, you know. It's a process. I think, you know, when we first get here, you know, it's really not something you think you can get to right away, but you start to give him a little bit of leeway, and then he takes advantage and makes great decisions, so you give him more. As we review what we did last year, we think he was really good at that, and we'd like to give him, you know, more of those opportunities.
Who's your favorite Warriors player to watch? Do you have a favorite?
Man, I like them all, but I like the grit that Draymond plays with. You know, he's one of the unsung heroes. I think there are a lot of good players on that team, but Draymond's probably my favorite.
That song choice started stretching. The song choice that was at.
I'm not responsible. I'm not responsible for the music. You know, we have fun with it, and our music director did a nice job putting that together.
He's going to go out for the parade on Thursday?
We'll be busy working. Yeah. So.
Hey Jack, what's your early impression of Gary and Conley? I mean, obviously it's not training camp mode with the hitting and whatnot, but when you look at a guy moving and project what he could do.
I think the sky's the limit for him. I think he's a really fine football player. He's got exceptional movement skills. Garyon has been really a sponge, learning things very quickly. You know, he's a good learner and a competitive guy. So, yeah, I think I'm really happy we got him. I think he's going to prove to be a really good player. And, you know, we'll let him earn his way as we go. But God blessed him with a lot of ability. And you know, we feel like he'll be a real special player for us.
Given the circumstances that surrounded him before the draft, how has that affected how you want to get to know him as a guy?
No, we felt like we got to know him before we selected him, and feel like we have a real quality person and a really quality football player. So we're excited to have him.
Okay, guys, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.